All right, picks coming up a little later in the hour. Let's see what we have going on here. Stan in Jersey. What's up, Stan?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good. What's happening?
Hey, I just want to go over how nobody's really talking about this. The Vikings, I think, are by far the most motivated team in the NFL to get to the Super Bowl. They have a winnable game against Carolina, and then after that, they have two very winnable games where if they win those two games, they are the home team throughout the playoffs and then get to host the Super Bowl.
I don't think the Super Bowl is that big an advantage. It's not going to be a home field advantage in that it's not going to be a crowd. So I think that's overrated, the Super Bowl part of it. But I think being home until then is enormous. So I think anytime you can get home and through the conference championship, it's enormous. I don't think no one's ever been home. We know the closest has been San Francisco was 20 minutes away in Stanford. But the problem is it's not your fan base. I mean, you're not going to get more tickets because you're in Minnesota. It's not going to happen. So it's still going to be a new. You get to be home, but you're not going, and it might not be the best thing in the world to be home Super Bowl week. I don't know if that will be an advantage for the players. That might be very tough on them in their home city to be there that week rather than be sequestered somewhere. That might be tricky for the team, and you're not going to have the fans in the building the day of the game.
I think you're underestimating the Viking fan. They've been through so much.
Yeah, but you can't get your hands on the tickets, though.
A lot of those tickets.
It's not possible to gobble up enough of them. It really isn't. I mean, you might get a little edge, but it's not going to be. I mean, you know how hard it is to get your hands on those tickets the way they're spread out. I mean, you're talking about tickets now that cost a fortune. You realize that they cost an enormous amount of money. Now you might have a 60-40 edge, and I've been in Super Bowls where the crowd was 60-40 one way, but it's never a home field. I'll tell you the most decided one I've ever heard was for Seattle in New York. Seattle had it seemed like the whole building that day. It was unbelievable. And the other time was the Packers against the Pats when Favre beat Bill in the Super Bowl. That building, when they came out on the field, it was almost like Green Bay had the entire building that day. That's what it seemed like. It seemed like there were no Pat fans in the building. And the one at the Meadowlands at MetLife, the one we just had a couple of years ago, that Super Bowl, when Seattle came out, it was like a home game. It was the loudest thing you ever heard. And then the game went one way for the whole way. I mean, the game was just a complete disaster. So I don't think the home field in the Super Bowl is going to be like it's a home game. And I think there's a couple of things that could be drawbacks from that, like being home all week, rather you can't sequester your opponent players. I think that could be a little bit, but still, your premise about Minnesota getting to play home, getting to be home for the whole NFC playoffs, the way they're playing, they're doing everything right. They're playing great defense. Case Keenum's not making any mistakes. He's doing a very good job. And right now, they are, if you want to say they're the class of the NFC, I'm not going to argue with you. I think they are the class of the NFC. Danny in Long Beach. What's up, Danny?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good. What's happening?
Are they a retractable dome now in Minnesota, or are they a full dome?
You know, I got to look at I don't remember this building. I got to look at this building. What they have. You know what? I'm not sure off the top of my head. You're gonna have to tell me.
Where they played just outside, and I thought
I'm not sure if they have the ability to close it or not. I got to look. I'm not top of my head. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I thought the NFL decided that was a terrible idea doing the outside.
I don't think they would have given them the game if it was complete outside, though. I don't know if they did that. I don't know if they have the ability to close it. I'd have to check. Off the top of my head, I don't remember
either.
I got to look, Danny, right now on the building. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to think. I haven't thought about it, to be honest with you. I'd have to give it a look. So these guys will look now and tell me what the building is, because I really, off the top of my head, don't remember. Dylan in Middletown. What's up, Dylan?
Hey, Mike. Gonna miss you. You're the best.
Thank you. What's happening?
Past couple days, you've been talking to Stern and Bettman about sports being on the forefront of technology for majority of the stuff. So what do you think about eSports, and is it ever going to take off like physical sports itself?
It is. It's going to be a big problem for sports in about 10 years. It's going to be a very big problem. I think it's going to challenge sports. I think the fact that they can have a eSports event and get 25 million people to watch it at the same time is a scary thought. I mean, an absolutely scary thought. And those franchises, I said this to someone, if I were younger, I would buy one. I would have bought one of those eSports franchises. That's how I think they're 10 or 20 years from really taking off. But if I had a long-term commitment, I think they would be a great investment. I think they.
Yeah, Robert Kraft just jumped into it.
Those guys jumped on them. I think they'd be a great investment. What's the story with the building? It's a fixed. It's just a completely closed roof.
Correct.
Okay, so it doesn't open and close.
No.
Okay, so it's completely closed roof. I figured they wouldn't let him out of Super Bowl there if it wasn't a roof that would close, but I just didn't know if it opened to close. So it has no ability to open and close the building. It's just completely closed. Okay.
It's made out of some unique product. It's like a plastic or something I'm reading on it.
But there's nothing there's one kind of game and that's it. That's it. Okay. Joe in Queens, what's up, Joe?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
What's happening?
I'm calling to talk a little bit about Sandy Alderson. Is it me or the guy doesn't do anything?
That's you. That's you. That's not true. That's you.
I mean, like, are they going to do anything this offseason? Something big? Or do you think it's just going to be like, sign a quick free agent?
What's big? What's big?
Something small.
Define big for me.
Mike Moustakis.
How would you consider Bruce big?
I think Bruce is. He's okay.
Well, I think that could happen. I think that could happen.
Or do you think it could be maybe Bruce?
I think Bruce would be the big move. I don't think they'll do a move bigger than Bruce. I think Bruce could be the big move or somebody like that. I could see them signing one free agent of note. That would be it. Then they'll go after trying to replenish the bullpen. They might make a trade for a player, but I think that'll be the one. There'll be one major player added to the roster. One. That would be my opinion. George and Wantor, what's up, George?
Hi, Mike. I just wanted to pay you a couple of compliments.
George, don't bother. Just tell me what's on your mind. You already did that. What's on your mind?
Okay, well, I appreciate all you teaching me everything over the years.
Thanks. What's on your mind?
And also, over the years, when I was 10, my father left me, and I wanted to compliment you on getting involved so much with your children. There's so many young parents out there, young kids that don't have children.
Well, thank you.
When I was 10, my father...
What's on your mind, George? That's it. Left.
I'm very happy that Manning's playing Sunday. And,
you're happy he's playing?
What do you think his chances are of beating the Cowboys?
I think he's got a chance. I could see them winning the game. I don't think the game's a game they can't win. They are limited in what they have. I mean, I think if he has Shepard, that's a big plus. I think you got to have Ingram play better after he really fell apart. 2 weeks ago, the offensive line is a week-to-week thing. So do I think they could win the game? Yeah, I think they could win the game. I do. I think they'll be very motivated. I think Spags will have the defense motivated. This is Spags' chance. I think he's going to have to win some games if he wants to be the head coach. He's really going to have a big finish here. I think otherwise he has no chance. Phil in Long Island, what's up, Phil?
Hey, Mike. Listen, a while ago, years ago, you had me laughing so hard. It goes to speak to you, sharing everything with your audience. You and Dog had a lot of funny moments. But, Mike, when your kids were infants and you were in a rush to get out and you grabbed the Desitin,
I did do that.
Thinking it was toothpaste?
No, I didn't think I took it. I thought I tasted it. I actually brushed my teeth with Desitin. Yes, I did.
Mike,
yes.
I have to tell you, I did the same thing with my son, who's now a senior at Lehigh.
Oh, is that disgusting?
You had me laughing for a week.
Great. It was. It's a true story. I actually did that. I did. I brushed my teeth with Desitin. Oh, disgusting. Oh, I can still remember it. Oh, it was awful. And I'm telling you, I had the taste for a week. That was unbelievable. But I did do it. Joe in Bayonne, what's up, Joe?
Hey, what's going on?
What's happening?
I'm a Giant season ticket holder, and for years, since they started that PSL business, they send surveys in your email. So you answer them, and sometimes they'll give you options to hang out on the field or whatever if you're lucky.
Right.
And so this time they're getting more pathetic. This year was completely pathetic. They asked how good management's doing and coaching. I almost laughed to death when I saw that. They have the nerve to ask me, did I enjoy my free beanie they gave me, like a free gift? They sent it with your season tickets. Am I enjoying my free gift?
What was your free gift?
It was a beanie that was way too small for my head. That had a giant.
That's it, huh?
On it. Yeah. What am I going to do with that for $2,000?
Do you have a PSL?
Yeah, I got a PSL, $2,000.
Well, you got a beanie for $2,000. That's not bad.
That's not bad. That's a good deal. I mean, next year when we're all crying, maybe they'll send us little baby noogies, and we could sit around.
$2,000 for a beanie. I mean, listen, you can't beat it. You want one that fits? That's $4,000.
That's probably $4,000.
It is.
You're probably right on that one.
No, really, yes. You got to move up. You got to move up into a better section if you want one that fits. I mean, come on now. You want everything? You got a 2-10 team and a beanie. What else you need at the end of the season? You want everything or what? I mean, come on. If you're a Giant fan, what else could you ask for Christmas? You got a 2-10 team and a beanie that doesn't fit. That's a lot for a couple of grand. Can't beat it. Back after this.